It's about to go down as Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs are coming off their worst performance of the season. They're looking to get back to their winning ways against probably their toughest challenge yet in the Los Angeles Lakers, featuring Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and much more, as Mitch Johnson's going to have some serious decisions to make with Dylan Harper out of the rotation and so many other question marks about the Spurs lineup, and we're going to get into all of it right here. And let's just take a moment, though, to celebrate that Plan A, Prop A, and Prop B have gone through. Project Marvel seems to be a go. The Spurs, San Antonio, let's rejoice, at least for now, because the signs seem to be good for the new arena. Everything going down, but let's get into this game. Look, the Spurs are heading out west. Los Angeles, late start time, and let's just take a look at the preview. All these graphics, credit to ESPN, where it's due. You can see this is a big matchup of, I don't know if I want to say Titans or Giants. Where is it? Here's the standings. I mean, you look at second and third in the Western Conference. Now, to be fair, the Spurs have played on 6 games. The Lakers have played 8, but still 5-1 for the Spurs, 6-2 for the LeBron-less Los Angeles Lakers. This is going to be a tough matchup, right? Second and third in the standings. Spurs are 2-1 away. The Lakers are 2-2 at home. The Spurs still have the second best defensive rating in the NBA, despite that rough performance versus the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers have the 12th best net rating. The Spurs have the 4th best. Like, we did have that one stinker, but overall, the Spurs are looking good. But again, this game will come with a lot of question marks, and I'm going to dive into some here. And the Spurs projected starters: Castle, Vassell, Barnes, Champagnie, and Wemby, and we can take a look at all their stats right there, and I'll dive into some of that in a moment. But I want to shout out Castle, averaging 20 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Wemby, of course, with the crazy numbers across the board, as the Lakers are projected to start Marcus Smart, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton. Now, there is a wrinkle with Austin Reeves that I will get into in a moment as well, but the injury report is where it gets interesting. As we talked about yesterday, De'Aaron Fox has officially been ruled out. Dylan Harper, of course, is out. Luke Cornett is still out. That ankle injury is hurting him more than we thought. But Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Sochan, and Lindy Waters, not pictured here because he was on page 2, are all game time decisions. And I think that makes a big difference for the Spurs tonight. Now, we'll have to wait and see. But we know, like again, with the Spurs projected starters, we need some big man minutes, right? With Luke Cornett out, the Spurs have mightily struggled in those minutes without Wembanyama, as Bismack Biyombo has just really not been able to fill that void. And having Kelly Olynyk as a potential guy that can step in, knock down some threes, and just be a big body, that could be nice against a Lakers team that, yeah, they have DeAndre Ayton, but ultimately, he's not that great of an on-ball creator. He's still a great player, but, you watch him in isolation in the post, and it's not so amazing. It's not their point of attack on offense. That comes from Luka and Austin Reeves. So having a big body in there that can hopefully survive against the Lakers' big man rotation should be able to do it, and I'm excited to see how it comes together. But these injuries are very interesting, not only for the Spurs, but also for the Lakers. Now, Jackson Hayes is probable. That is their big man, kind of their other big man there behind DeAndre Ayton. But the big thing here is Austin Reeves with right groin soreness is questionable, not even probable. Now, I'm assuming he's going to play. Again, he was listed as the projected starter for the Lakers by ESPN, and he is averaging 31 a game this year. And where is he here? 31.1 points per game, 34% from 3, 49 from the field. Austin Reeves, like, shocker to so many people, has already put himself in, like, the All-NBA conversation, and I know that's insane to say. And, there's been some rumors going back to this summer linking the Spurs to Austin Reeves, but great performance from him so far this year, and he is a big difference maker, because if he's in this game, obviously it makes it tougher for the Spurs, but if he's out, like, he's questionable, that could be a huge opportunity for San Antonio. But, at the end of the day, Luka Doncic is still the guy that you have to go up against, averaging 41.5 points so far this season, 11.5 boards, 8.3 assists, shooting nearly 55% from the field. He is straight up one of the top MVP candidates. And I mean, the Lakers, again, being 6-2, it's hard to say that he's not maybe the favorite this early. I mean, Wemby's obviously insane as well. Both of these guys are killing it right now, but Luka's putting up video game numbers. So is Wemby with 4.7 blocks per game. These guys will probably be going head to head for this all the way down the stretch. Now, again, this Lakers team is without LeBron, so there is a lot of more of a load on Luka. He's taking more shots than he will when LeBron comes back, but this has proven to be a big thing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka is showing up and showing up big time. But when we're looking at this game right now and the opportunity for San Antonio, again, we showed you the Spurs are 5-1. We got the good news about Project Marvel. There's good vibes around the team right now. And Victor Wembanyama, he's been asked about a lot of things. When he's asked about Luka, he even says Luka's one of the hardest players to scout because he understands and masters the game more than anyone else. It's always a great challenge. I don't think I've ever won against him. Now, again, this is going to be it's an interesting battle, right? Because again, you look at the Spurs starters, you got our best player, Wemby, who is our 5, and you got Stephon Castle, who's playing the 1, who's going to have a huge load to shoulder without Dylan Harper and without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup. But Stephon Castle, my guess is that he's going to go right up against, he might even guard Luka. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked to see someone like Vassell guard Reeves if he's on the floor, and even someone like Champagnie being guarding Marcus Smart, who is not that great of an on-ball creator. He's fine, definitely, but I think Champagnie can do the job. And again, off the bench, we have some interesting bodies as well. And look, if we get Sochan back tonight, that could really open up some opportunities too. But like, for example, you could rotate Sochan into guarding Luka if Sochan's healthy and give Castle a break. You know, there's also the question of like, is it a good idea to have Castle on Luka if it's just going to tire him out when Castle has straight up been our second best scorer this year behind Victor Wembanyama? So there's a lot of questions on that front as well. But at the end of the day, there's going to be some X factors for the Spurs. And look, Wemby obviously is the one that stands out the most. He needs a bounce back performance. That game against the Suns was a stinker. He's going to have those. And he was asked, hey, you know, how am I going to respond? Well, just wait till next game. And I think Wemby, for sure, we know he's the type of guy who's going to watch that tape, see what the Suns did to him, and he's going to try to adjust and do some better things against the Lakers. The Lakers are playing some great basketball, but at the end of the day, let's take a look at, where is it here? I got so many graphics, I mix it up all the time. My goodness, here it is. Look at that, rolling through everything. Feel free to pause at any of them and take a look at them. But 12th in net rating, 19th in defensive rating. They're not that intense of a defensive team. Now, I could absolutely see a guy like Marcus Smart running away from his assignment to go double Wemby. That's something Smart has done a lot throughout his career. Pester these bigger players. I mean, famously, Marcus Smart was an annoyance to Kevin Durant and annoyed Kevin Durant to no end that really bothered him and leading to some of Kevin Durant's worst performances. So I could absolutely see something like that happening. But this is a game for Wemby to come back and prove himself. Not that he needs to prove himself, but to show, hey, look, I watched how this team played against me. I'm going to adjust and destroy you. And I think that's a very real possibility. Stephon Castle is another big one. He'll probably be getting guarded by Marcus Smart for a large chunk of this game. The Lakers are going to put probably their best on-ball defender on the Spurs' best guard scorer in Stephon Castle. Which leads me to what I think is the Spurs' X factor for tonight, and that is Devin Vassell. Because based on what we've seen, Wemby's getting doubled a lot. Teams are probably going to employ that strategy a lot more. And with Wemby getting more intense defensive, I guess, I don't want to say intensity, more intense, I don't know, defensive play from other teams, these double teams, these triple teams, just really trying to swarm him. He's passing out of these double teams, trying to find his other teammates that are open. And if Stephon Castle is being hounded by some of the Lakers' better on-ball defenders or guard defenders, it's going to lead to Devin Vassell getting some more open looks. At least that's what I'm anticipating. And Vassell has shot only 35% from 3 so far this year. He's had some good games, some bad games, but this is a night where I think Vassell could very well put up 20 points. And I would expect to see him get between 18 and 20 points, above his season average of 14.7, because I think he's going to get a lot of open shots. I think Wemby's going to look for him. I think Stephon Castle coming downhill is going to look for him on kickouts. There's going to be less defensive attention, I think, off ball on Devin Vassell, and this is where he has to make the Lakers pay. And I think this is going to be a big opportunity for San Antonio to show that depth scoring as well. And again, there are some wrinkles to this game, like whether Reeves is even playing or not, whether Olynyk and Sochan are playing or not. Like, that can completely change the vibe of this game and probably the outcome. But right now, I'm actually very, very excited to see how the Spurs come and bounce back. And I am fully expecting a San Antonio Spurs win. I'm expecting Luka to do his thing, play some great basketball, probably drop 40 points. But I just think that the Spurs' depth, even without Dylan Harper, I think is going to work. And I think Wemby is going to feast against a guy like DeAndre Ayton. And unless the Lakers are willing to throw 2, 3, 4 guys at him every possession, Wemby's going to get his. And I can guarantee you the Spurs have really, really reviewed the film against the Suns. And they're going to look to get the ball to Wemby. They're going to run some sets for Wemby. Get him the ball. You know, you're in the Spurs' best hands when Wemby has the ball in his hands, when he's able to create. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight. Leave your opinions on what you think is going to happen down below. Give me the Spurs by 5 or 6 points. I think it'll be a close one on ESPN. It's going to be exciting. That'll do it for this episode. You made it to the end. Hit that subscribe button because we got videos coming out literally every single day, before games, after games, all the news in between. This is your home for it. It's Spurs Digest. I'm your host, Josh Gosse, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.